Revelations.Unveiled.Detroit.
Back together again to convene and converge as we are in our continual considerations within our cranial universe of the critical analysis of information regarding our spiritual beings within this carnal existence. Oh yes, this is Revelations.Unveiled.Detroit. Greetings to the brothers and sisters of the diaspora spread throughout the four parts of planet Earth and my brothers and sisters of Detroit. We are back together again in our zone of comfort, care, compassion, and concern. So family, we are reviewing one of the dynamics of our society here on this continent of confusion and captivity. The bullshit of Babylon, Sodom, and Egypt, that which is the United States of America. And our perspective and purview today is the criminal justice system. And some say it works, some say it doesn't work, some say it benefits others to the detriment of others. And so, amidst all of the high profile criminal cases and proceedings, we have one that stands out with stark similarities and stark outcomes as it pertains to criminality, sexual behavior, and the overall complexion of the characters. And so, brothers and sisters, we all know about the adage of they have the complexion for the protection. So that is the theme of today's analysis. We will be looking at a story of a young gentleman accused of crimes of a heinous human nature and how he was processed through the perils of the American criminal justice system and how we can review the outcome, the care, compassion, and concern for this party as opposed to the general behavior, punishments, or penalties of other demographics. And so we will be looking at a U.S. News article under the theme of complexion for the protection. And family, we begin. Judge says prison inappropriate for New York man who sexually assaulted 4 teens. Christopher Belter, 20, was given probation. A New York man who pleaded guilty to rape and sexual abuse for assaulting 4 teenage girls when he was also 18 avoided prison when a judge sentenced him Tuesday to 8 years probation, according to an attorney for one of the victims. Niagara County Court Judge Matthew J. Murphy III said a prison sentence for Christopher Belter, age 20, would be inappropriate, according to the Buffalo News. The ruling shocked the courtroom and Belter's victims. My client threw up in the ladies' room following the sentencing. Stephen M. Cohen, an attorney for one of the victims, told NBC News. He added that she was deeply disappointed in the sentencing. I have been practicing law for over 30 years. If Chris Belter was not a white defendant from a rich and influential family, in my experience, he wouldn't have received the original plea deal and would surely have been sentenced to prison, Cohen said. Barry in Covert, an attorney for Belter, declined to comment. Covert told reporters in the courtroom that his client was remorseful. Belter was charged with first-degree rape, third-degree rape, and sexual abuse in 2018. The next year, as part of a plea deal, he pleaded guilty in 2019 to lesser felony charges of third-degree rape and attempted first-degree sexual abuse and 2 misdemeanor counts of second-degree sexual abuse. Belter was put on 2 years probation by another judge who has since retired and given the chance to apply for youthful offender status if he did not violate the terms of his probation, according to the Buffalo News. But he admitted last month to installing software on his computer that would bypass a block that would prevent him from viewing pornography, the newspaper reported. Oh, young Mr. Belter, you are not learning from your exploits and escapades, young sir. He told his probation officer he has been watching porn since he was 7, according to the Buffalo News. Murphy denied Belter youthful offender status due to the violation. The assumption when Judge Murphy denied youthful offender status was that Chris Belter would receive prison time, Cohen said. But Murphy said Tuesday that he agonized over the sentencing. I'm not ashamed to say I actually prayed over what the appropriate sentence would be, Judge Murphy said. He sentenced Belter to 10 years probation with 2 years credit for time served. A hearing in front of Murphy will be held early next month to determine Belter's sex offender status, Cohen said. Belter's crimes took place in his home, which is situated in the wealthy Lewiston neighborhood. Belter's mother, Tricia Vacante, his stepfather, Gary E. Sullo, and family friend Jessica M. Long are accused of supplying the victims, 3 16-year-olds and 1 15-year-old, with alcohol and marijuana on different dates between 2017 and 2018 to groom them for the assaults, the Buffalo News reported, citing New York State Police. They have pleaded not guilty to misdemeanor charges of child endangerment and unlawful dealing with a child. Efforts to reach Vacante and Solo by phone Tuesday were not successful. Long, when reached on her cell phone, declined to comment. Family, family, family. That is the outline of the criminal justice process for Christopher Belter, who pleaded guilty to rape and sexual assault with the aid of his parents, caretakers, and caregivers who were supplying illegal inebriants to the victims. Guilty he pleaded to rape, and the judge, in his agony, could only come up with 8 years of probation as a consolation to the victims, an average of 2 years apiece of freedom with observation for those who have been damaged spiritually and physically by this monstrous demon of the destruction of decency, which was permitted under the laws of his province. And the judge was looking at the concern and the future of this young monster, as opposed to punishing the behavior of destroying the honor of the young women. And the society of that judge's area of authority has not demanded his head on a platter for this obvious privilege and the pleasure extended to this young party for his freedom, despite the severity of his actions. So, family, the criminal justice system of America, otherwise known as Egypt, Sodom, and Babylon, is in perfect working order for those with the complexion for protection. It will grind up the children of the light to sustain the darkness of doom, destruction, disenfranchisement, and despair. Thus, the crumbling empire of Edom. So, family, we will continue, as always, with our cranial universe critical analysis and mental marination for our constant elevation into eternity. We shall not despair at the maniacal mechanisms of monsters, demons of destruction, wicked powers, and principalities who operate in the borders of humanity to pilfer our eternal souls of excellence. We shall continue to persevere and endure as we overcome in our personal walks of the spiritual sense in this carnal existence. We shall return once again to converge in comfort, compassion, care and concern in our zone of love. This was an analysis of the Complexion for Protection family. We know how it is. We know how it goes. We will endeavor to put on the armor of righteousness and reality as we continue into the beyond. So until we are together again, I love you. I love you. I love you. This is Revelations.Unveiled.Detroit.